2 weeks since Prince was found dead, but exactly what killed him, we don't know yet. It's not a mystery to me because I would just see this every day. It's the opiate and the benzodiazepine story. It's the overprescribing of oral opiate pain medication. 80 to 90% of the opiates prescribed on Earth are prescribed in this country. 81% of the Percocet between 1991 and 2013. 81% of what's prescribed on the planet was prescribed in this country. Back with Anahita, Jasmine, Leo, and Michael. Joining us, Ryan Donnelly. He's a recovering opiate addict, founder of freefromhell.com, an opiate recovery social network. Now, Ryan, I want to get from you, you and I have not discussed this situation yet, but I want to know what your instinct about Prince is. Do you think he's a bona fide drug addict or someone who was just a chronic abuser of drugs?
Well, from the allegations that I've seen, I can't say that he is a chronic abuser. I think that he was put on the medication for his injury. And you know better than I do, once you get on the medication, it's hard for people to get off. They get dependent on it.
Okay, so Ryan, I'm going to stop you. Do you notice the language Ryan's using here?
Yeah.
He is saying, he is telling you that he doesn't see what I don't see, which is a lifelong of progression and consequences and all the usual manifestations of addiction. What Ryan said was that he got put on these things by a doctor, he gets dependent, and something cycles out. That's a problem. It may be addiction, but it's different. Ryan, different than what you suffered from, right?
Yeah, the difference in my eyes between dependency and addiction is you're prescribed a medication, you take it as prescribed, your body becomes dependent on it.
Right.
For me, I wasn't prescribed it. I started abusing it, and it completely took over my life.
Right.
So the prescription is what differentiates between being an abuser and an addict? Can you explain that? I don't get it. I really don't get the distinction.
An abuser is just someone a user and abuser is somebody who's using the drugs along the way that are not useful, that are not safe, that are just to get high. Somebody who then develops tolerance and withdrawal is now dependent. A non-addict will stop that drug and be able to stay stopped without any kind of specialized treatment.
Okay.
An addict will always go back. They'll be driven back. The disease is always active, and there will be progression over time. The dependent person may just stabilize. Ryan, let's also talk about how easy it is for people to hide opiates and opiate addiction until it spirals.
Well, that's probably the hardest part about this whole epidemic is that there are people in everyday life that you are walking by on the street that are addicted to these drugs and you would never know. I speak to thousands of people a year that are from all walks of life. I mean, the notion that somebody's back alley getting high, that's long gone.
Long gone.
There's people in the corporate world that are using these drugs, or people in sales that feel like they are dependent on these drugs to even work.
That's right.
To be social.
And they're
feel like if they come off these drugs, they can't be social.
Who's supplying the drugs, Ryan?
It's the doctors.
That's right. That's right.
Physicians, your people, doctors.
Yes, my peers.
My question is